It feels like every day we are hearing about another school shooting. As a result, schools today are trying to amp up their safety measures. They are locking doors, they're installing metal detectors, and putting school safety officers to roam around the school. Children are also participating in lockdown drills to prepare for an active shooter situation. When it comes to school safety, each school is different depending on the community it's in. There are many options for how to keep students safe in school, and schools are trying out many different options. On April 20th, 1999, Columbine High School in Colorado had two students kill 13 and wound 20 others before taking their own lives. This was at the time the biggest school shooting, and it caused a push for more school safety measures. One way that they tried to help was by hiring school safety officers. These are police officers who are hired to be in the school buildings and to help control things such as fights, gangs, and drugs. If needed, they will act as first responders if anything were to happen. On December 14th, 2012, 28 people were killed, most of which were small children. Lockdowns post Sandy Hook changed, and many schools used the ALICE lockdown drill. A stands for alert, which means you alert someone of a possible shooter. L stands for lockdown, for teachers to lock the doors and stack desks and chairs in front of the door. I stands for inform, to give teachers in each room an idea of what's happening. C stands for counter. This is for if a shooter enters the room. The students are encouraged to try and fight back and throw things such as books and backpacks, or try to get the gun away from the shooter. And E stands for evacuate, to try and get out if it's safe to leave. Many schools have adopted this method. February 14th, 2018, Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School had a shooting where there were 17 killed. The shooting started a movement with students to fight for gun control after it was suggested that teachers should be required to carry guns in school.
President Trump has suggested that arming adept and highly trained teachers with guns would prevent future school massacres. And as incentive, he proposed giving out bonuses to teachers who undergo the gun training.
We know that they're claiming that there are mental health issues, and I am not a psychologist, but we need to pay attention to the fact that this isn't just a mental health issue. He wouldn't have harmed that many students with a knife. If all our government and president can do is send thoughts and prayers, then it's time for victims to be the change that we need to see.
Although it might seem like an easy fix, it could lead to more danger. Even if teachers went through a lot of training, we don't know how they would react in a high-stress situation.
Gunfights are extremely stressful, chaotic situations. A study of the New York police force for almost a decade found that only 18% of the shots fired in gunfights actually hit their intended targets. Some of the other bullets hit other people who were just standing by. And even trained professionals who have nothing on their minds other than protecting very specific individuals ultimately can't react quickly enough.
By having more guns in school, there may be a chance that students may be able to get their hands on it. And if it's locked away, the teachers may not be able to get to it in time to help their students. There is even an armed security officer at the Parkland school, and he wasn't able to stop the shooter. Schools can't do much to change gun laws, so it's good to think about how we can take preventative measures. Many times, school shooters were bullied and were outcasts. If teachers are able to recognize these things earlier, they can be dealt with so there isn't another active shooter situation. Many times after the fact, it's found on social media and through other students that the shooter had a reputation and had been posting things on social media that could have suggested he was going to shoot up the school. If people look out for these warning signs, we could stop the shooter before he gets to the school. Overall, we want school to be a place of learning. We don't want students to be afraid, but we also want to make sure that they know how to be safe. Some people think that having young children participate in a lockdown drill will scare them, so they make different names for them. My elementary school called them lollipop lockdowns and gave all the students lollipops so they would stay quiet. Successful school drills show the students that the school is prepared and don't have to worry.